In 2021, ProPublica obtained thousands of pages of confidential IRS data on the wealthiest people in America. What they found is the single most important number in personal finance that almost nobody talks about. Over a 5-year period, the 25 richest Americans watched their collective wealth grow by $401 billion. The federal income tax they paid on that growth was $13.6 billion. Their true tax rate was 3.4%. Meanwhile, a middle-class worker earning $70,000 a year pays an effective federal rate between 12 and 22% on every single paycheck. The billionaire paid 3.4. You paid 22. Not because the system is broken, because the system is working exactly as it was designed and nobody taught you the rules. The reason the math splits so dramatically comes down to one structural difference. A W-2 employee earns wages. Wages are taxed immediately, automatically, before you ever see the money. Federal income tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare, by the time the direct deposit hits your account, 20 to 30% is already gone. You never had the chance to deploy that money, grow it, or shelter it. A high net worth individual does not earn wages. They own assets, stocks, real estate, private equity, businesses. Those assets appreciate in value every year, but that appreciation is unrealized. It's not income until they sell, and they don't sell. They borrow against the assets at 2 to 3% interest, spend the borrowed money tax-free because loans are not income, and let the assets continue compounding untouched. When they die, the assets pass on to their heirs with a stepped-up cost basis, which means the entire lifetime of unrealized gains is permanently erased from the tax record. The capital gains tax that would have been owed is never collected, not deferred, eliminated. And here's where the internet gets dangerous. Because every finance creator saw the ProPublica article and started saying the same thing. Use debt to avoid taxes. Hold assets forever. Never sell. Just borrow against your portfolio and live tax-free. It sounds brilliant. It sounds like a cheat code for the rich that they've been hiding from you. And technically, every word of it is true. For the person with a $100 million portfolio and a private banker offering a 2% credit line, that is a beautiful lie. The strategy is real. It's just not yours. The problem is that the middle-class version of tax strategy is almost non-existent. Most people file their taxes reactively in April, scrambling to find deductions they should have set up 12 months earlier. And because of that, they walk into traps that cost them thousands of dollars every single year without even knowing it. Here's one that hits harder than most people expect. It's called phantom income. You invest in a real estate syndication or a small business LLC. At the end of the year, the LLC sends you a K-1 tax form allocating $10,000 of income to you. Except the LLC reinvested all the cash. You never received a single dollar, but the IRS does not care. That $10,000 is taxable whether you received it or not. In the 22% bracket, you owe $2,200 on the money you never touched. If you do not have the cash, you're forced to liquidate other investments to pay a tax bill on phantom income. High net worth investors know this trap. They negotiate mandatory tax distribution clauses into every operating agreement before they sign. The average person has never heard of a tax distribution clause. They sign, get the K-1, and panic in April. A CPA named Bob Wheeler put it simply, the average taxpayer often leaves $500 to $2,000 on the table annually. Most tax pain is self-inflicted, not because people want to pay more, but because they lack a proactive strategy. $2,000 a year for 20 years is $40,000 lost to nothing. Not to bad investments, not to a market crash, to paperwork you did not file correctly. So what does the proactive strategy actually look like? There's a specific order of operations, and getting it wrong costs you a measurable amount of money at every step. Let me walk you through it with the exact math. Step 1 is the employer match. If your employer offers a 401k match, contribute exactly enough to capture the full match. That's a 100% immediate return on your money before the market does anything. If your employer matches 50% of the first 6% of your salary and you earn $70,000, that's $2,100 a year in free money. Skipping this is the most expensive mistake in personal finance. Step 2 is the HSA, the Health Savings Account. This is the only account in the entire US tax code that is triple tax advantaged. Your contributions are tax deductible, the growth is tax-free, and the withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. No other account does all three. The 2026 contribution limit for an individual is $4,300. Invested over 20 years at 7%, that single account grows to over $186,000, completely untouched by the IRS at every stage. I've talked to people who've been employed for a decade at companies offering an HSA and never opened one. That is not a rounding error, that is a six-figure mistake hiding in their benefits portal. Step 3 is the Roth IRA. Every dollar inside a Roth grows tax-free and comes out tax-free in retirement. No capital gains tax, no required minimum distributions. The 2026 contribution limit is $7,000. Maxing this out for 20 years at 8% produces $343,215 that the government will never tax. Compare that to the same money in a taxable brokerage account where the 15% annual tax drag on dividends compounds against you for decades. The Roth investor keeps tens of thousands more and never owed the IRS a dollar until they choose to. Step 4, and only after the first 3 are maxed, is the standard taxable brokerage account. This is where most people start, and that sequencing error costs them thousands of dollars every decade. Every dividend, every realized gain in this account triggers a tax event. It should be the last bucket you fill, not the first. Add those up, the employer match, the HSA, the Roth. Over 20 years, that stat grows to more than $571,000 built entirely inside accounts that eliminate or dramatically reduce your lifetime tax burden. You do not need a trust, an offshore entity, or a billionaire's accountant. You needed the correct sequence. I'm not saying the tax code is fair. It's structurally designed to reward asset owners and penalize wage earners, but the Roth, the HSA, the employer match, the tax distribution clause, these are not secrets. They're publicly available to anyone who bothers to learn the sequence. The difference between the person paying 22% and the person paying 3.4% is not just net worth. It's the order in which they deployed their money. One group learned the rules first. The other group filed in April and hoped for the best. The question was never how much money you make. It was always how much money you keep, and right now you have a choice. Keep filing in April and hoping your refund covers the damage, or start engineering your tax position before the year begins, the way the people paying 3.4% have been doing for decades. Which one are you going to be next January? Stop letting the system take more than it should. That is the income mission. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, where I reveal the real math behind the side hustles that are actually surviving their first year and why 99% of them don't.